Who can relate? About me. Scene 1, take 8, Mark.
Hey everyone, and welcome to Who Can Relate. What is Who Can Relate exactly? This is a show about people discovering their higher selves through adversity, vulnerability, and self-love. I chose those 3 words for a very specific reason. Let's start with adversity. In the past, when faced with adversity, I used to shut down and give up. I didn't want to put the work in. Vulnerability. One of the hardest words in the male dictionary. A word that I've struggled with my entire life. Not knowing what that word truly meant. Not trusting people enough to confide in, and ultimately believing the lie that is, vulnerability is a sign of weakness. And self-love. This word wasn't even in my vocabulary until 2 years ago. I never gave myself self-love or care that my mind and body needed as an essential part of my life. I just kept saying to myself, I'll be fine, I'll be okay, I'll take care of myself later. These definitions were engraved in me for the majority of my life. Growing up, I found myself asking questions that rarely had answers to them. I felt alone. I felt nobody could relate to my thoughts, feelings, or experiences. I can't tell you how many times I thought to myself, if only I had a wiser, more mature version of myself to help me through these difficult situations. So let's fast forward a little bit on the timeline. I've been a professional model for over 15 years. I've been able to travel the world, and it's afforded me a very nice lifestyle financially. However, modeling is something that I do, and it is by no means who I am. For the last few years, I've put all my thoughts and energy into trying to become the best version of myself and also finding my true life purpose. So one day, I was reading this quote from Louis L'Amour that said, "Just start somewhere, no matter what. The water doesn't flow until the faucet is turned on." So I turned the faucet on for the first time in my life. And turning the faucet on for me meant I needed to start doing the work. So I started to read books, listen to podcasts, signed up for webinars, and I adjusted my circle to surround myself with positive energy and people who loved and supported me. I was finally becoming the more wiser and mature version of myself that I've been searching for years. I had spent so many years of my life living this narrative of a lie, making it seem like I had it all put together and figured out. Instead of sitting down and actually doing the work, I made it look like I had it done through this massive facade. I got to the point where I was exhausted, mentally and emotionally worn out. I wasn't truly happy, and I had yet to receive all that I desired in life. Burning bridge after bridge in friendships, failed relationships after failed relationships, taking the same me into a new situation and expecting new results. I knew I needed to make a change if I was ever going to be the father that I wanted to be for my daughter and the husband that I knew I could be for my now wife. So I made the choice to make the necessary changes, and it started with my mindset. I went from those were losses in my past to those are lessons from my past. Learning and growing from every single one of them because they were happening for me, not to me. After years of hard work, self-awareness, and taking a hard look in the mirror multiple times, I realize now, adversity is a golden opportunity to learn and grow. It's about accepting the simple fact that there will never be any success without failure. Vulnerability, as it turns out, is not a sign of weakness. I will say that again for all the men that didn't hear me the first time. Vulnerability is not a sign of weakness. In fact, it's actually the path to victory, to building stronger bonds that will help all the relationships in your life. And back to self-love, it's about accepting and recognizing that self-love is not selfish, it's important. The more you love yourself, the more everyone around you benefits. Because if you don't know how to love yourself, you won't know how to love anyone else. You don't have to be perfect. You just need to make progress. One step in a better direction can change your entire destination. And that leads me to how and why I created this show. I truly believe this is my calling. And that leads me to how and why I created this show. I truly believe that this is my calling. Nothing makes me happier in life than helping people. My hope is, while continuing to work on becoming the best version of myself, I can hopefully help guide and encourage you to do the same in return along the way. Because one thing I've realized more than ever is, everyone is going through something in life, but nobody wants to talk about it until they hear someone else talking about it first. You're not alone. Who can relate? So join me every Tuesday as I sit down with guests from all walks of life with one goal in mind: to help people. To peel back the curtain and share personal, intimate stories with you that will hopefully help you in whatever you may be going through in your life. I want to shed more light on the process and the journey that will help you get the results that you want. We're also fixated on the final destination, but we can't overlook the road we have to travel on and what it takes to get there. We'll be discussing everything from relationships with a partner, how to overcome adversity, mastering your mindset, practicing and implementing self-love, all while trying to become the best version of ourselves along the way. My name is Justin Davis, and this is Who Can Relate.
Yeah, that's a wrap on About Me, Who Can Relate.